Hello and welcome to episode 9 of our Imperial Campaign. In the last episode, we managed to retake Korrilag. We still have to retake Karida, but they don't have a massive fleet here, so I think we're going to be able to do that right off the bat of this episode. In the last episode, we also managed to take Hoth. Now, unfortunately, I was informed that they were serving, meatloaf that day, and, Admiral Ozzel, choked on some meatloaf. I kind of wanted to ask Vader what happened, but I kind of figured he was just going to breathe and stare at me, and I was definitely not looking to eat some meatloaf that day. So, in this episode, let's go ahead and try and retake Karida. Now, in the last episode, we were trying to figure out if on our ISD2s we could upgrade their complements, and I was looking around and I can't seem to find where I can upgrade their complements. So it looks like I have to build straight up the upgraded complement ISD2s, which isn't a big problem. It just means that these two that I've already had constructed will not be able to be upgraded themselves. Alright, let's go ahead and put a Lancer in the Pathfinder spot and let's go take Karida. They only have one MC-80 here. They've got a lot of support frigates, but I don't think I'm too worried about that right now. Alright, let's go ahead and get this battle going. The space battle at Karida. So the episode 5 events have kicked off after we took Hoth in the last episode. I don't remember getting a message though after taking Hoth. So I wonder, why we haven't really gotten a message yet. I bet I have and I just haven't been paying attention. So right here there's a tip calling asteroid fields damage large ships and limit your units' line of sight. Smaller units get a bonus to defense. Weapon projectiles will something. What do y'all think about the differences that the nebulas have, the asteroid fields, and all of these different debris fields? I know they spent a lot of time trying to make it worth going inside of these, and I honestly just never really do. So that's kind of my question to y'all. Do y'all sometimes kind of put your units in here to give them those different buffs and bonuses? I just think it's just not worth it, because a lot of the times the battles don't really revolve around these areas unless you are attacking a place that doesn't have a space station. So I see how it can be useful. I just really haven't found the best time to use them yet. Alright, let's see. They got 3 twin blade frigates. I need to get some more Vindicators. I think Vindicators are still going to be my best friend. Probably need to get some more Gladiators in this fleet as well. I think this is going to be the first battle we have some Raiders in though, so that's exciting. Probably should have brought in a Victory 1 rather than some Raiders, but oh well. Alright, we should be able to annihilate this Dreadnought really easily. Let's get our TIE Fighters to go after... Let's pause it. Let's get these TIE Fighters to go after these guys. Raiders, you guys stop. I don't want y'all pushing up too far. Alright, they have a bunch of support frigates in this battle, which honestly, I don't really have a lot to deal with that. This defensive fleet does not have the most Gladiators or ships like Gladiators. Alright, let's get you and our Vindicator. That's group 2. Group 2, go ahead and start shooting at this thing. Why don't you push up and kill this first twin blade frigate? Why don't you push up and kill the second twin blade frigate? No, destroy the hull. Thank you. And then we'll get you to push up and kill the third twin blade frigate. I'm not too concerned about destroying all of these different corvettes. The Gladiator will slowly kill a few different corvettes as he goes on. But as long as we can slowly knock out their twin blade frigates, their firepower will be greatly reduced. Let's go ahead and boost our firepower so y'all can kill this MC-80 a little bit faster. They've got a lot of bombers just chilling way back there in the distance. Let's make sure that we deal with those accordingly. Lancer, why don't you push that way? Alright, our fighters are actually doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and push my fighters out of this fight right here and get them to go engage those bombers. The MC-80 has been destroyed. That's good to see. Let's go ahead and push you against this Nebula on B2. What's good about the Vindicator is it does have a light long-range turbo laser, so it is capable of hitting some frigates. You're going to miss a lot of your shots, but it at least is capable. See right there, it hit most of those shots. It missed that one, missed that one. So it misses a decent amount of its shots, but it still will at least deal some damage to them. Anyway, let's get you to fully focus down that twin blade frigate. You can boost your firepower. We managed to mop up these bombers very well. Good job by the Raiders and the Lancers. Like I said, that combination with Raiders, Lancers, and even some TIE Fighters is going to be a great combination for us in this campaign. You guys are struggling to kill these twin blade frigates. They just annihilated that dude though. Alright, let's go ahead and push up our ISD-2. Our ISD-2 actually lost its shields, but they're going to retreat. So they're going to get out with that twin blade frigate, unfortunately. Oops, I tabbed out. Oops. I was trying to quickly press Control Alt so I could try and kill this thing before it leaves, and I accidentally tabbed out. So it's going to get away. Unfortunately, twin blade frigates don't even have engines, so you can't even kill their engines. I kind of figured once it retreated that they were going to fully retreat and get away. So right there is a great example of, like, I didn't bring an interdictor into that battle. I have one, I just left it in my reserves. I kind of felt like having a bunch of firepower was going to benefit me a little bit more in that battle. So they got away with one twin blade frigate. Other than that, we managed to take out pretty much their entire fleet. So I am not mad about that. Alright, so we have prisons constructed finally. Can't believe I didn't have prisons going this whole campaign. Let's get more, and let's actually get a bunch of these guys. These things are really, really good. I even really like the TX-130s. I haven't done a lot of practice or a lot of testing with those things. I'm assuming they're just a better version of TX-130s, but I really, really like the TX-130s. And in this episode, I definitely want to get our infantry going. As you can see, I'm building our 3 raidable units, which I'm going to have to build 4 of these Storm Commander platoons, because those are our build limits, 4 of these and 3 of these. And that way we can start raiding some planets. But once I get those raiding units built, I'm also going to invest into some mainstream infantry as well. On Karida, they don't have too much. They have a lot of vehicles, but finally we have some anti-air units, so you can take those guys out easily. And I guess we're going to push to Naboo and just start sweeping up these Black Sun planets. How's my fleet looking? I know Ozzel choked on some meatloaf. We have 1 ISD-2, 2 gladiators. Ooh, this fleet's not looking too big. Let's push y'all over to Malastare. Let's get our ground forces back over to Karida. And let's get you over to Naboo.
Construction complete.
Let's group up all of our units again. Let's get our infantry over here. Our anti-air units, some more ATSTs. Freysia, go ahead and build me a couple of these guys and some ITTs, because like I said, I'm going to start eventually getting our infantry going. On Coruscant, I'm actually going to also build ourselves an infantry production place. Down here, I want to get a hypervelocity gun as well. Sell that prison and start working on that hypervelocity gun. So I'm assuming what's going to happen on Cato Nemoidia is they're going to take the space, but now that I have a defensive fleet, I'll be able to sweep back in there before they take it on the ground. And that way I can get a lot of use out of this ground planetary turbo laser. That's exactly how you want to use them. Don't let the AI take the ground of them, because if they only are useful in one space battle that's likely just a defensive space station battle, you're not going to be able to get a lot of use out of something that does cost a decent amount of credits. So make sure that you do that. Let's get ourselves some Vindicators. I want 2 more Vindicators, one for each of my fleets. How are we doing down here? Okay, they do have a decent fleet. Ooh, they have a pretty decent fleet right here. It doesn't say they have a space station, though. That's interesting. Check that out. They actually have N1 starfighters as well. Let's go and attack this fleet. And if they have a space station, I might just immediately retreat. It doesn't say they do, though. What we got? Production facilities. A large Imperial factory will get 1 AT-AT. A large... This is a large, isn't it? Yeah, so I don't have the capabilities. I'm probably just going to sell this and then just rebuild it. Because I do kind of want that AT-AT. I think that's pretty worth it. An entire AT-AT. What other missions do we have? Hunt shipyards, which unfortunately we might not be able to do. We need to go to Eridu's. And then we also need to build a shutter shield. I don't think I'm actually going to build that shutter shield. But the space battle at Naboo. I might build that shutter shield. I can't remember if I was planning on... Yeah, I think I might defend Karida on the ground. Not sure yet. See, they do have a space station. Why does it tell me it has a space station? I don't think we're going to win this battle, so I'm just going to retreat out. I need at least one more ISD-2 in this fleet before I feel comfortable. That's a lot of TIE fighters. I really like TIE fighters. I know everybody loves their X-Wings, but I think TIE fighters are almost just as cool. Now, oh, why are we going to Czar? I forgot they do that. That's really not good for us. Go ahead and put you back over there. The reconnaissance failed because I only did half of it. That's okay. Okay, they advanced their tech level. Over here, let's go ahead and get our next level of barracks. Over here, get me one of these. On Borlius, go ahead and get me one of these guys. Alright, we're looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and... You need this interdictor, correct? You do. Wow, our defensive fleet is much bigger than my other fleet. And down here, let's go ahead and get us started with some scout troopers. The ground invasion of Karida. And then once we take Karida, we might think about building some ground defenses and trying to defend this planet on the ground. Alright, so this is the first battle we finally have ourselves some ATMAAs, which are really, really good at killing air units. They have 7 different air speeders in this battle. And 1 unit of these guys, so they come with 2, obviously. They're going to be really, really effective at taking these things out. Over here, we did actually manage to take a sensor pad, so they do have a built space, or a built station right here. They've got a lot of V-25s, a lot of fighters, and a lot of Serifs. So, what is this, a T-3H? T-18, perfect. I think my plan is just going to be take this thing, bring in Veers. This is going to be a vehicle fight, so I'll probably bring in some ATSTs, maybe an artillery unit. They don't really have a lot of infantry, so I probably won't use too much infantry in this battle. Besides, I only really have 1 unit, at least death trooper platoons. But eventually, I'm going to have a lot of infantry. We'll have some ITTs to help them carry them. We'll bring in some aerial units. We'll keep our guy with the LAT alive as well. And we'll be able to use some nice infantry in these battles. I really don't necessarily want to kill this bunker. I wouldn't mind deploying some death troopers and have them sit in that bunker. Actually, why don't you go over there and capture that bunker? Perfect. Go ahead and bring in you. Get Veers up in here.
Coordinates received.
I'm going to make this thing Group 4. Group 4, go ahead and let me see some stuff. Death Troopers, go ahead and hop in there. There's the anti-air, and as you can see, it has already destroyed one of them. And it will quickly start destroying other ones. They do have a bunker turret. Veers, go ahead and kill your 85th bunker turret in this campaign. Man, their air speeders just don't stand a chance. Let's get some ATSTRs. Let's get some ATDPs. Let's get artillery unit way in the back here. And then let's get some ATSTs. Some of my community posts on my channel recently have been all about ground units. So we obviously had our space units, factions, you know, which faction has the best fighters, which faction has the best bombers, frigates, corvettes, so on and so on. Recently, the community posts on my channel have been about ground armies, in which ground army is best. So we've got which faction has the best infantry, which faction has the best light vehicles, heavy vehicles, and then later on this week it'll be like air units, and it's gonna be air units. I think there's gonna be raiding units, which one has the best like infiltrators and such. So I'm excited about that. A lot of people were saying though that the ATSTs is what gives the Empire the edge in the light vehicle department. I kind of thought that was interesting. Me personally, I am still a bigger fan of Rebel vehicles. I think Rebel vehicles are better than Imperial vehicles. That was a good shot right there. I wasn't really watching, but I was curious to see how good the Death Trooper platoons did. Let's not let our guys die up there, please. We did pretty good in this battle. I mean, they still have a lot of stuff left, I guess. They do. Good shot from the artillery. Veers is still doing pretty good health-wise. Veers, you can go ahead and boost your firepower, my friend. Good shots. Let's get these ATSTs pushing up a little bit. Man, I don't know. In this battle, our ATSTs did do some serious work. But I still think that... I don't know, V25s, T1Bs are really, really good. Everybody likes their T1As. I mean, T1Bs are literally just an upgraded version of T1As. But ATST-Rs, like, I don't even think ATST-Rs are that much better than ATSTs. Their missiles don't really do that much damage. They're nice to have, obviously, you want to have that. But I mean, if we're being honest, they don't necessarily do that much more damage. Let's get our ATDPs up here and help out. Wow, this was a, I don't know, this was a sweep of a battle. This was our easiest battle somehow. They had a lot of units in this battle, and yet we were able to sweep them out pretty easily. We didn't lose a single unit. I don't even think we lost a single, like, ATST in that battle, and we destroyed... I don't know, I love T1As, they're great, right? They have shields, they're highly maneuverable, they're good against infantry and light vehicles, or at least decent against both. T1Bs are basically just an upgraded version of T1As, and the V25s are cheap and they have really good missiles. I think the missiles on V25s are more consistent than the missiles on ATST-Rs. With that being said, we only have one ATST-R unit. I don't know how we keep managed to lose so many of them. Okay, we have 4 spots right here. And we have 4 spots over here. We already built the power generator here. Okay, we'll go ahead and build the shutter shield here. There it is right there. And then we'll go ahead and build a level 3 outpost. So on Karida, I guess that means we're going to try and defend this into space. Let's go ahead and build that. We'll get a space station going as well as an outpost going. Move my ground troops over to Changerillo. We're looking to build another ISD-2. I think that's what I want to spend my money on next. Let me get a couple of these raiders. And we'll move my ISD-2 over here. Let me get one of these Vindicators. And then with that, we'll send that over to Czar to reinforce Vader's fleet. Our defensive structure was built. Luckily the whatever these things are called, shutter shields, really do not take a long time to build. So we're going to try and defend Korlag here on the ground. It looks like we're going to be able to pretty easily. Over here we need to build one more of these, so we'll have a fully capable raiding force of 3 of these Stormtrooper demolition platoons and 4 of these Storm Commando platoons. Over here you can go ahead and neutralize that hero. They don't have a fleet here, so we're going to head and move Mr. Vader over to Naboo. So recently I did the classic thing and started to watch all of the Star Wars series over again in chronological order. So I've already finished watching episode 1 and episode 2. I love Star Wars. Holy cow. I was watching episode 2 and just sitting there just watching it, and I was never on my phone. I was always watching it. I love to see the different politics in Star Wars. I love to see how they go about doing things, and it's kind of interesting to see, like, when... What in the world's going on here? Oh, they got some N1 starfighters. Let's just get another one of you guys. Group 1, kill the starfighters. Let's go. We'll bring in her as well. So it's really interesting to see that when Jar Jar Binks is giving emergency powers to the Emperor, even the Jedi were so on board with it, because Mace Windu and Yoda are actually right there in the Senate building with them, and they're on board with it. You can kind of tell that they need the clone army, because with everything that Obi-Wan was seeing on Geonosis, they're like, man, we really need an army right now. We need some help destroying these daggum N1 starfighters. N1 starfighters are very, very strong. They're highly maneuverable, so they can get in and out of a fight quickly. They have their proton torpedoes, so as you can see, they're destroying our Gladiator. And our fighters, even though we have 6 different TIE fighters, as well as her, and gladiators have decent anti-fighter weapons, they're still just kicking our butts. Likely the Star Galleons are superior, especially once they get their laser turrets up and going. But yeah, I was rewatching. Every time you rewatch a Star Wars movie, it's always interesting to find something out that you didn't know about in the last time you watched it. So it's interesting to see that it was so strange to me that the Jedi were so on board with getting an entire army. I don't know. I feel like everybody always has that theory of like, okay, if you could interview one person, whether dead or alive, who would you interview? Number one would be Jesus. Number two would be George Lucas. I forgot who my number three was. I always had three, but now those are my top two. George Lucas, though, man, think about it. You start off with episodes 4 and 5 and 6. How the heck do you come up with Star Wars with just those? And then he obviously makes 1, 2, and 3. And you have such a diverse galaxy and a diverse, like, I don't know, series in episodes 4, 5, and 6. And then think about how much bigger Star Wars got when he opened it up to episodes 1, 2, and 3. You added an entire another factions, 2 more factions. You got the Jedi with their massive story and stuff like that. It's just, I would love to interview George Lucas and see kind of what was going through his mind when he created the Star Wars. Then obviously he gave us the Clone Wars, which is what I'm going to start watching next, probably today at some point when I'm done recording and done with some homework.
Ready for action.
Episode 1 of Star Wars The Clone Wars is called Ambush. It's that episode where Yoda is going to talk to the Toydarians, I think is the faction. And you have Yoda basically, Yoda and like 4 clone troopers just kicking absolute butt. It's such a good first episode. And it kind of, you have that scene where Yoda is talking to the clones in the cave and he's just giving them advice, and it's such a good first episode. I love how they give you 1 TIE Hunter. It's like it doesn't come with the Star Galleon, it doesn't come with the Vindicator. It's just like they just randomly give you a TIE Hunter. I'd rather have like a Gazanti, to be honest. TIE Hunters are really good though. They are so close to X-Wings. They even have the flight mode S-foils. That's always my comparison, right? They're basically X-Wings. They have shields, they have proton torpedoes, and they even have the full S-foils.
The enemy is approaching.
Alright, I would love to kill you, so let's go ahead and have everything target Mr. Zekathine here. That might be what we do. We might just kill off both of these heroes and call it a day. For this battle, at least. Doing pretty good. How are you? Oh, that's what it is. Oh no, that's a raider. I thought that was IAC. Alright, Thine's been destroyed. Let's go ahead and kill Mr. Cigar Boy here. Ooh, we got a lot of fighters in this battle. Alright, Cigar Boy's dead. Let's go ahead and try and take out this thing next. I wouldn't mind taking out one of these Munificents. Is this... Yeah, this is a long-range one. I wonder why they pushed him up so far. You've already used both your abilities. That's good. Come on, team. We can destroy this thing and destroy that Munificent. I believe in us. Good job. Let's go ahead and take out this Munificent. We should be able to take this thing out because we have a bunch of different abilities that I can use. I can boost your firepower and I can boost your firepower. And Munificents are way too big for their own good. So we should be able to just destroy them with our Vindicator and our Architons. Let's go, bombers. Got a bomber squadron. So what is y'all's favorite Star Wars movie? Hear me out. This isn't my favorite Star Wars movie, but I want to talk about it for a second. Rogue One, when you look at it, it is such a good movie. Like, it's not my favorite, it's not. But it is a really, 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 really good movie. The space battle at Rogue One, on top of Scarif, even the ground battle of Scarif is a really, really good movie. And the most underrated scene in all of Star Wars is actually that scene where where the rebels are basically fighting against the Empire on that one planet that they go to. I don't remember what the planet's called because I've only seen that movie a few times, but it's the one where they're in that like plaza area, and you have the rebels that kind of like surround the plaza, and then all of a sudden they throw bombs at them. That is a really, really underrated scene from that movie. Really, really good scene. Alright, we managed to take out most of their fleet there, I'm not going to lie. They had 3 capital ships, 2 munificents, a carrier, and 2 N1s. Oh, that was the fleet that was sitting over Naboo. Is that ISD-2 coming anytime soon? No. They're probably going to take the ground over Ordo Petunia.
Move out.
I hope they don't, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stop them. Ooh, that is not good. We just moved my fleet. That's actually really not good. We'll hopefully be able to destroy a lot of this fleet, and then we'll have my other fleet come in and just sweep this one. My favorite movie, though, is Revenge of the Sith. I think that movie is what Star Wars is all about. Is you got your betrayals, you got your conflict between good and evil. I'm not trying to become like an English teacher over here, but it is a really, really good movie. Like that's what I think is just so interesting about George Lucas and Star Wars, right? He did things in such a backwards order that for it to be as good as it is in such a backwards order just shows to be how good of a director George Lucas is. It is just so amazing. That's my biggest question to him is, did he have the Clone Wars planned out before he made them, or did he make episodes 4, 5, and 6 and then realize that Star Wars is a huge hit, let me create some more movies? Or did he have in his mind all along that there was going to be a Clone Wars? You would have to think that he had some sort of inkling that there would be a Clone Wars, because obviously episodes 4, 5, and 6 have some references to the fall of the Jedi and such like that, but even still, man. Such a creative idea and such. Let's go, fighters and bombers. Get in there. Alright. Love that I have 2 Vindicators in this fight. Those Vindicators should do some absolute work. I'm gonna do something really stupid and have my bombers target the engines. Ooh, we have a Tonfolk. So here's a Tonfolk. We definitely need to build some of these Tonfolks. This one is a regular Tonfolk. It's got the default loadout. It has 2 TIE Fighter squadrons with 6 in reserve and 1 TIE Bomber squadron with 1 in reserve. So it's a very capable carrier for the Imperial Navy. We have a lot of bombers here. Let's get our TIE Fighters to actually start targeting some of these bombers. I probably should have done that a lot sooner, but I really won't be mad if I manage to take out this MC-80, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to. We just finally got its shields taken out. What's good, though, is we still have our 2 Vindicators, but they just took out our Dreadnought. They're about to take out that Tonfolk. Come on, if we can manage to get this boost firepower ability. No, the stupid MC-80 ability. No, I shouldn't have used my Dagon ability. We're not going to kill that MC-80. Alright, so that was a complete fail of a battle. We didn't really take out anything. We managed to take out 3 Y-Wing bomber squadrons, which is very clutch. And with that, we're going to have to get our fleet going again. Our defensive fleet.
We're heading out.
Upgrade complete.
And on core lag, we're looking good. Let's get you guys up here and move them over here. Our raiding units are taking forever in a day to build. On Coruscant, we're going to go ahead and build... Oh, we can't build a level 3 army here? Dang, that's a ripoff. It's kind of pathetic, Coruscant. It's supposed to be good. Alright. Karida. Let's take a look at how much time we have left in this episode. Okay, we're good on time. I guess we're just going to have to keep worrying about these southern planets. Let's go ahead and get our army moving. Army going to have to go to Devron.
Ready to go.
Tactical battle imminent.
We'll retreat out of this battle, obviously. We're not going to be able to take this. I know that everybody hates episodes 7, 8, and 9. I don't like them personally, but I do think they're good movies. Like, they're at least good movies. They're capable movies. And if it wasn't a Star Wars movie, because we hold Star Wars to such a high standard, I do think those movies are actually fairly good. I understand that people don't really like them, but if it wasn't a Star Wars movie, I think that they're at least good movies. But because they're Star Wars and we hold Star Wars to such a high standard, it kind of gets dumped pretty quickly.
System lost.
Alright, with that, we have enough money to get another IST-2. This one will have the upgraded fighters, which will be 1-in-1 TIE Interceptor, 1-in-1 TIE Brute, and 1-in-1 TIE Punisher, rather than 2-in-2 TIE Fighters and 1-in-1 TIE Bombers. So it's a pretty good upgrade right there. Over here, we definitely need to get this going as well, so that we can get that mission completed. Oh, they're going to have the ground forces go in. That's okay. Not much we can do about that. We'll go ahead and have them go.
Has advanced their tech level. System lost.
Right away.
We didn't even have anything on that Siri. I saw that in that space battle.
Tactical battle imminent.
Alright, this is going to be a pretty tough battle. And we don't even have our IST-2 here anymore. We might take some casualties here. I'm probably going to have to bring in those victory 1s. I think the biggest flaw with 7, 8, and 9 is I think the biggest flaw is Kylo Ren. I personally actually really have a soft spot for Kylo Ren. I think he's cooler than people give him credit for. It's just that all of his coolness, if you will, all of his kind of swagger and such, gets taken away that he's so bad. He's such a bad Sith. He can't even beat freaking What's-Her-Face with no Jedi training at all. And I think that's what people hate about the movie so much, is that he's so weak. If he was at least decent and stuff, I think those movies would be so much better. But they made him so weak for some reason.
Fallout.
I should not have bought that. How much do you take? 34?
Enemy unit sighted.
Hold on, I'm not done yet. Let's get a Lancer up here and then a Raider down
Let's
here.
move out.
Alright, if we lose anything, we'll go ahead and bring in our interdictor. This is going to be a hard fight, though. I wouldn't be surprised if we lose a lot of units in this fight. Alright, you guys can be my group 2. Group 2, go ahead and go ahead. And engage their fighters. Let's push this Minotaur forward, just right there. That's perfect. Ooh, let's make sure we get these bombers taken care of.
Cannons armed.
There's my Raider over here. Raiders have the pursuit ability, which is a perfect ability for them. Increases their speed and their fire rate and their damage? And their damage, which is just so good for them. Because if you need to get them quickly over, like say I needed this Raider to get over here quickly because of these bombers, I can hit their pursuit ability, and not only will they do a lot of damage as they come up, but they will also manage to get there a lot faster as well. Alright, let's just have all of you guys target this one.
Destroyer here.
You and the bombers all can target this single
Attack commencing.
MC-75. They actually brought something in way back here. I bet that was probably because we killed their bombers. Why are you pushing forward? The MC-75 are such a close range unit that they have to push in so far.
Holding fire for
Yeah, we're gonna firepower all of you. Ooh, looks like we're gonna lose our battle cruiser. Honestly, if that's the only thing we lose in this fight, which it looks like that's probably gonna be the only thing we lose, I'm not complaining. This thing is actually pretty fun. I can see why people like these things so much. They have 2 heavy dual alert turbo lasers and 2 medium dual turbo lasers, so they're actually capable of doing some serious turbo laser damage, as well as 8 more medium turbo lasers. But they also come with their barrage rockets, so they do also have some shield piercing ability as well. Yeah, you're gonna die. I'm sorry, buddy. Alright, all you guys go ahead and target this MC-80. You can help out with killing this thing. Why are you turning? Go ahead and switch over to that. There you go. Alright. Lancer's kind of close to dying. And we went ahead and lost him. Ooh, I wouldn't mind losing this Lancer. Let's not be stupid. Go ahead and kill this thing's engines. Where are my bombers at? Bombers don't have very many bombers left, but trying to take out these things. Actually, what we'll do is actually bring in him and a Carrick. because these XG1s also have some sort of missiles. Go ahead and hit your defensive ability. Target the engines for me. Bombers, target these engines. This thing's almost dead already as well. Alright, the engines of this thing should go down pretty soon because we have both my victories firing at its engines. Go ahead and have all of my Star Destroyers targeting this next MC-75. Boost your firepower. You keep focusing down these different fighter squadrons. Ooh, the engines of this thing is almost dead. Let's go ahead and have you target the engines of that. They brought in a brand new MC-75. Check that out. Target the engines right here. What are we even firing at? Oh, we fired at that thing. Wow, that thing got destroyed. Man, when you have both of these Venators and a Vindicator and a Gladiator all focusing fire with their boosted firepower ability, man, we destroyed that thing super fast. Ah, we're too close. Darn it. Okay, that should be everything. Let's go ahead and have everybody target. Whoops. Everybody in the fleet target this thing's hull, and it should get annihilated pretty quickly. Y'all can actually just target this thing. Ooh, we do need to make sure that we kill this thing off. No. Ooh, how do I want to go about doing this? Honestly, let's just kill this thing. Let's make sure that we don't let this twin blade frigate get away. Alright, they're gonna get away with a single MC-75. But other than that, we actually did really good in that fight. Took out everything and only lost one battle cruiser. Oh, we lost the Lancer as well. That's okay. Dreadnought, 2 MC-75s, 2 MC-80s, as well as a bunch of other support vehicles as well. And then we'll go ahead and retake the ground of that Siri. Shouldn't be too hard of a ground battle since they don't have anything constructed yet. And then we'll go take Naboo, take Rhodia, and then take Ordo Platonia.
Construction complete.
On Kuwait, let's go ahead and get our level 3 building back, because that will get us that mission completed as well. I do want these ground forces though. Still working on our raiding units. These guys are taking forever to build. We do have a prison here as well. These guys just take forever to build, huh? I would love to build a level 3 barracks somewhere else. I know I can build one on Camino, but unfortunately I can't build one on Coruscant. Devron, you really just don't make me a lot of money, huh? Brigador Raid does, that's for sure. Governor Control. Oh, I love this mission on Ratatak. Check that out. That's a far distance. Well, over to Ratatak with you. Ground forces, you guys can... Actually, we're attacking at Siri. Let's get our scout troopers going in on Siri.
Invasion commencing.
And going from there. What's funny about Kylo Ren is from episode 7 to episode 8, he just episode 8, he just become like this super beast mode guy. When him and man, what's her name? I can't even remember her name. The main female character. When him and her attack the guards of the Emperor, they just all of a sudden become beast mode. That was a really good fight. I think that was one of the better fights of those movies. It wasn't like a stupid fight between Kylo and Rey. Like those fights were all horrible. Whether it was the first fight in the first movie or the second fight over that like ocean planet, those fights were horrible. But the fight against the Imperial guards were actually pretty good. First order guards. Just tell me where to aim. If I told you where to aim, you would probably miss because you're a daggum stormtrooper. Let's get an AT-AT going. South here. Let's get some AT-STs going.
Inputting coordinates. General Pierce has landed.
Yeah, that's what
Reinforcements canceled.
wow, they actually put a shield generator right here. Where are my AT-TPs there? There's some AT-TPs going over here.
I read you.
Over here, I'm going to have my AT-STs push south because they're going to be capable of taking out all this infantry down here. Ooh, let's get to actually have a lot more. Let's go and get our TX-130Ts as well as our upgraded TX-130s, which I don't know their names, so I need to learn. What are you guys called? These are the 2M repulsor tanks. The 2M repulsor tank is a major advancement in the Saber series. Built out of entirely new hull of sturdier material and modern systems, the 2 M purely focuses on combating heavy armor, replacing the dual laser cannons with a single high-caliber laser, and the manual control blaster cannon with a less energy-intensive remote control. So, if you can see, on the TX-130s, we have a soldier controlling this one, and on these, it is a robotic feature. Let's get you guys sweeping up here quickly. Boost your firepower using the barrage ability. The barrage ability is very good against the infantry, but do not underestimate its ability to take out vehicles.
I will cover you. On my way.
We haven't used TIE Strikers in a while. Let's go and bring some TIE Strikers. This should be a pretty easy battle. Ooh, they do have some anti-air turrets over here. I don't know, man. Maybe Imperial vehicles are pretty strong. I don't know. I feel like everything's strong in this game. In Awakening the Rebellion, you have a pretty short TDK, which stands for time to kill. So overall, I mean, everything kind of dies pretty quickly. That's what I think is the biggest weakness to ATSTs, is they're really incapable of moving well, and they die pretty easily, especially once they get stuck in that inability to move area. I really want to bring in some artillery. If I can get some artillery shells to hit these infantry units over here, be set. The TIE Strikers are actually also pretty good against infantry. They just kind of shell them from above. They actually have some Moncal defenders here. I figured that's what that was with the shield generators. The abilities of all force users recharge 20% quicker. Too bad I didn't get the you guys can push forward. Too bad I didn't get the Inquisitors. I wish I got those Inquisitors. Would have loved to have had some Inquisitors. We also just got some money, which is nice. Veers. Ooh, please don't die, actually. Okay. Veers, get your firepower against these guys. We need something to kill more infantry. Let's bring in our PTs. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. The land battle at Siri is going to go our way. Can somebody destroy this thing, please? We have a lot of high-tier infantry here. This would have been a good battle to bring in some Death Trooper platoons, but I was kind of just trying to beat this battle quickly. Actually, the real reason was I wanted to check out these 2M repulsor tanks. Which, these things are so much bigger. If you look at the size of the TX-130, these things are just massive. They also come with the overcharge ability, which overcharges the weapon systems of the unit, but damages shields and hull, and slows down the movement. So right here, it destroys the shields. And yeah, it makes them a lot slower and less maneuverable, but it does increase their fire rate and damage and such. And they have one singular infantry unit left alive, and I figured that artillery unit would shoot. The Imperial forces will sleep soundly tonight. Unfortunately, that is not true.
System control achieved.
Yes, my ATDP survived that battle. Fortunately, that's not true. We're actually going to have to ship y'all straight over to Naboo to take out Naboo.
Right away.
Alright, let's take a look at this fleet. We have 2 IC-2s. This fleet looks good. This fleet, I think, is capable of doing what I need it to do, which means our defensive fleet is going to receive the next batches of reinforcements. So over here, let's get another ISD-1. And on Aragao, I want to get some Gazantis going. And then once we get paid once again, we're actually going to invest into some ground units. We still need to get technology tier 3, but I'm not too concerned about doing that right now.
Upgrade complete.
I think off camera I'm going to look for another place to build a level 3 barracks so we can get some more infantry going. I don't off the top of my head know where I can build a level 3 barracks other than Camino. Yeah, just drop some ATSTs to kill those stupid gungans. We have our first elite AT-AT that isn't Veers, so we could go with some heavy vehicles in this battle. Kind of want to just know what they have. That's why Garandin is such a strong hero. Him and C-3PO are really underrated, so I highly recommend using them to scout out planets. Okay, they have their free units right there. Other than that, there's actually a Black Sun battle. We'll go ahead and bring in 2 AT-ATs just for the cool looking battle. Let's get some Death Troopers going. Let's go ahead and bring in, actually, let's go ahead and bring in Lieutenant Talk. We'll have the Death Troopers just jump in with Talk. And I might drop them back here or something like that. I don't know yet. Ooh, the Death Troopers actually have their... Oh no, that was okay. I forget it was. Lieutenant Talk's ground deployment is a really cool looking ship. One of my favorite features, and all of the mods at this point have it. I can't remember exactly which mod did it first, but the unique dropships are really cool features of different mods. Let's go ahead and get our infantry to jump into
Ready to receive orders.
Lieutenant Talk here. Or not, that's fine, just don't. That works. Alright, I think that worked.
Trooper standing by.
Let's get our infantry going into there. Over here. You can't really ever go wrong with an artillery unit as long as you can keep it alive. Ooh, we're already out of space? Dang. Oh, I brought these guys in.
Let's move out.
I probably should not have brought them in. I brought them in just to kill those. Just to... Oh my gosh, we didn't have to destroy it that badly. Dang, we like annihilated this thing. We just like shot at supports and just let it fall into the water. Ooh, this might be a tough battle.
Roger that.
Roger that.
As you wish.
Actually, I might bring you up here. My infantry in there yet? Okay, let's get you guys going.
Orders, Commander. Follow my lead.
AT-STs, go ahead and just guard rears.
I am ready.
And you guys can mark one. How are we doing up here? Can you just kind of situate yourself right here and just drop the infantry? This is going to be a good test to see how good these infantry units are. Because I am not supporting them at all. No, they have a flat gun.
Unit destroyed.
I love how in the last battle I literally said, let's try and keep Lieutenant Talk alive so I can use him with our infantry units. And he's already dead, and so are the majority of my units over here. Wow. That was not the greatest plan I've ever had. Well, that's awkward. Let's push up my artillery unit, I guess.
Moving to position.
How are you two guys doing? Go ahead and take out this thing. So the Elite AT-ATs do not come with the full salvo ability, or the maximum firepower ability, but they do come with the armor pierce ability, which is still very capable in itself.
Standing by.
But man, that maximum firepower is such a broken ability. It is so good. I mean, it's not like broken by any means. It's only good at taking out structures. But if you're going up against something like a... Oh wow, are you stuck right there? I think he's stuck actually. If you're going up against like a bunker turret, the maximum firepower ability is very, very strong. Let's get some ATPTs going.
Reinforcements canceled.
Man, I really need some infantry.
On my way.
And I also need to be a lot smarter with my infantry. Let's go ahead and just push you guys forward and just take out this thing up there.
We'll clear the way for you. Ready.
Drop off all these infantry squads.
Ready to receive your transfer.
Take cover and just deal damage.
AT-AT
You can keep
ready.
pushing forward. Alright, group 1. Go ahead and take out this Black Sun outpost. You guys...
Orders.
Why don't you guys just sit right where you're at and just deal damage.
Armored transport ready.
Actually, ATSTs, come up here and destroy
Putting coordinates.
this rebel stuff that's up here. All of you guys can go ahead and start pushing forward, except you.
ATPT moving out.
You keep shelling different things.
I copy.
And make you guys group 2.
Reporting.
Group 2, keep pushing forward.
Yes, Commander.
Group 1, booster firepower. They have a lot of infantry. Let's go ahead and drop off my next 2 Death Trooper platoons. Have them take cover and start firing at these infantry. Let's actually take a closer look to see how good these guys are. Man, they look dope. They look strong, but I don't know how good they are. Oh yeah, they're annihilating this infantry. Look at this. Nice. They also have like pretty long range weaponry as well. So they should be able to destroy this B2s pretty easily as well.
I am ready.
I guess we can push up Veers this away.
Reporting in.
You can go over here and kill that bunker turret. How do we do over here?
Yes, sir.
Shell that thing for me.
Yes, Commander.
You guys, that's fine. I'm going to take that out. Let's go and bomb this right here.
Awaiting orders.
So I can't believe we lost Lieutenant Talk in this battle. That's highly unfortunate.
Initiate bombing.
Yeah, if you want to hit that for me, that'd be nice. The ion grenades that the Gungan mountain troopers have are really, really strong. We have speeder bikes, obviously, with our scout troopers, but they have their tauntauns and such. Those things are really underrated because of their ion grenade ability. How are these Death Trooper platoons doing? They have grenades, which is pretty good. If they shoot one more grenade, they would have killed that guy. It's hard to judge them based off killing B-Wings, because B-Wings aren't exactly strong. But not a single one of them has died from what I can see. Look at those B-Wings in the distance getting absolutely annihilated. Alright, what we got? We got some more units up here. Group 2. Can y'all just push this away, please?
Yes, General.
You can hit that thing
Prepare
for me.
to target the enemy.
Alright, so the Battle of Naboo was pretty easy, but overall I'm kind of sad because we lost Lieutenant Talk. However, honestly, I'm not super concerned about losing those lats. We'll have the ability to build those IDTs, or whatever they're called. I think they're called IDTs, which are aerial, so they're ground units, but they have aerial capabilities that also are transports. So we will be able to still ship our units around on the ground side of things once we get the infantry built. Like I said, off camera, I'm going to look for a elite barracks that I can put down and put one of those down as well. Oh, I think this is new.
Armament available.
This little area right here. I wonder if that's
Awaiting
new.
orders. This way.
That thing died. What else is left?
Over
I don't
there.
even know. I have another Gungan area over here. Another Gungan area over here. We'll get some credits if we destroy these at least, but
The day is ours.
that was it. Okay, perfect. Did we get the credits for it? We didn't get the credits for it. Ooh, we lost both our Death Trooper platoons and Lieutenant Salk. So we'll have to, I think in the next episode we're going to focus heavily on ground infantry. And with that, we're going to end this episode here. We have done some great things in this episode. We reached at Karida. We are going to go ahead and build the space stations here and probably build a hypervelocity gun here. We have the hypervelocity gun building here. On Korlag, this place is virtually indestructible on the ground. This is the worst place ever to put this thing. I don't know if we'll defend that on the ground or what. I might actually change Karida to our ground defense place. Other than that, we have built our fleet up massively. We have 2 more ISD2s going. In the next episode, we're going to focus on building our ground units up.